Porsche 911S Turbo and the Ferrari 458 Italia. Both supercars with top speeds of right around 200 miles an hour and 0 to 60 times of around 3 seconds. Behind me, the Nissan GTR. 0 to 60, 2.7, top speed, 193 miles an hour. What's the difference? Well, this one, the GTR, costs $70,000 less than its nearest competitor, the 911 Turbo S. So, does it best its competitors for a lot less money? Let's find out. It's certainly designed by engineers. It's designed to use the wind to its full advantage. It might not have been penned by Pininfarina, but its shape looks good and it grows on you. I like the smoked 20-inch alloy wheels. They're fitted with Dunlop sport tires. The orange Nissan Brembo calipers also look cool. The brake rotors have been drilled out for extra performance. 4 round exhaust pipes, 4 lights, and a functioning spoiler. From the front, it's got kind of an angry stance. Looks like they drew inspiration from the Mitsubishi Eclipse for the corner treatment. I think overall Nissan's pulled it off, with form following function. This is my favorite angle. It comes equipped with Nissan Smart Key, so ingress and egress is easy. Check out this door handle. Inside, the instrumentation is all about going fast. There's a bit of luxury thrown in as well. You're basically sitting in lightly disguised racing seats, and I think that's a good thing. You get an awesome 7-inch screen, tells you about your route guidance, of course your radio, and also information settings. Plus, put it in the function mode over here, and you get turbo boost and lots of other good stuff too. You can tell your acceleration and braking Gs, even a stopwatch, fuel economy, gear position. Absolutely amazing what they pack into here. Probably the best in the business. Besides a great looking logo, the steering wheel also houses controls for Bluetooth, radio, and cruise control. These vents are great, easily controlled for the optimal position. The seats are power controlled and heated as well. The seats aren't really small out back, but there's not a lot of headroom. There is, however, nice Bose speakers. 2 extra seats isn't the only added bonus you get with this supercar. You also get a decent usable trunk. Power comes from a 3.8-liter dual overhead cam twin turbo, making 550 horsepower and 448 pound-feet of torque. That's good for a 0 to 60 sprint of just 2.8 seconds and a top speed of 196 miles per hour. Expect to average 19 miles per gallon overall, with 16 in the city and 23 on the highway. The GTR was actually released in 2007 in Japan. Came over a year later on July 4th, 2008 to the US. So basically from 2007 to 2011, it was basically the same car. Now, 2012, and they've made changes to the engine, exhaust, handling, brakes. Basically, they've improved everything. And so what they've done, in essence, is made awesome even better. The Nissan GTR is the type of car that brings people out of the woodwork. You know, everybody wants to talk to you about it. I had a lady come up to me and say, "That's a Nissan? I have a Nissan Maxima. What is this?" You know, so it's a car that anyone can identify with. Guy drives by in a souped-up Mustang, you know, and you're looking at him, and you know he wants to drag you or something like that. And there's really no point. I mean, this car is just so much faster that, you know, just showing up in this car is enough. You know, it's really, really amazing to feel that power, to feel all of the science working for you. Simply amazing. Nothing over the top, just everything it needs to go fast. One thing about the GTR here is that it's just a very usable car. You know, sure, it's a hyper exotic, but it offers things that other hyper exotics don't. For instance, 2 back seats. That's one very important thing. Also, a usable trunk, another important thing. But you don't sacrifice luxury either. You've got heated seats, you've got navigation, nice XM radio, great climate control. So it's really the best of all worlds. So when it comes right down to it, numbers don't lie. And the numbers on the GTR are extraordinarily impressive. Most impressive, maybe, is the $90,000 price tag, which of course is a lot of money, but in the real world of hyper-exotic cars, it's not a lot of money. So it really, really is a bargain. Now, of course, there's always going to be those people that aren't shopping for bargains, you know? Somebody who loves Ferraris is going to buy a Ferrari. Somebody who loves Porsches, well, they're going to want a Porsche. But that being said, still, the GTR here offers something very unique. You know, it bests a lot of those cars, most of those cars, in fact, and it does it with technology, and it does it with flair, even though it doesn't have the history that those other marques do. It still has a lot of style, a lot of comfort, and a lot of safety. Okay, so the GTR might not have the history of, say, Ferrari or Porsche, but it does have a huge cult following. It was the Skyline GTR from 1969 to 1974, then again from 1989 to 2002. So it does have quite a history, and it's always been known as a giant killer. That's why it got the cult name and the cult following. It's called Godzilla. So behold, the 2012 Nissan GTR is really the new Godzilla. When you're whining out the GTR on your favorite twisty road and you're worried about how to keep it pointed straight, well, you don't even need to worry about it because it's worrying about it for you. 100 times per second. It's taking input from the shock absorbers, it's taking input from the all-wheel drive system, and it's figuring out how to keep you going straight down the road. Pretty incredible. Well, the center console is basically all red, but moving over to the dash here, you can see certainly how fast you're going, and of course the tachometer is very important. Also, it's nice to know what gear you're in, so they're all up front and center. Moving over to the infotainment screen, well, the Nissan Infiniti one is, in my opinion, one of the best. It's touchscreen with the navigation, and also other manufacturers should take note. You can clearly see the artist, song title, and station all at the same time. This is what 0 to 60 feels like. Okay, that's it. There. You know, I'm trying to think of something negative to say about the GTR, and I can't. You know, I like the way it looks. The looks are growing on me, and it feels almost like I'm driving a 370Z or maybe a Infiniti with the navigation system being the same and everything. And that to me is not a negative, you know? This is a giant killer. It's faster than Porsches. It's faster than Lamborghinis. It's faster than Ferraris. But yeah, you can use it every day, you know? It's not a negative. That's a positive. So no, I can't really think of any negatives with the GTR. It does, however, sound like there's a whole bunch of mice or something running around there in the engine and taking care of all that speed you're getting. It's sort of like the great and powerful Oz is in there, and he's just making sure that you go as fast as you can at all times when you want to. It's almost, but not quite, understated in its looks.
is extraordinarily aggressive looking, but you know, it might not be a shape where people are looking at it and going, wow, that is just beautiful. But it is a car that people are looking at saying, man, I want one of those. And they certainly respect you. I've got a pretty good feeling that once you own a GTR, you're not going to be looking to sell it anytime soon. But owners can be very proud because I checked out used examples of the GTR, and basically 2009, 2010 models are selling right around $70,000 still. So, nice resale value. Well, the Nissan GTR. It's another car that I really hate to give back. In recent memory, the cars I hated to give back are the Cadillac CTS-V wagon, and I was extraordinarily impressed with that car's speed. And it's a station wagon, actually, 6-speed station wagon. And this one blows it away. That one beats the M5 around the Nürburgring, and this one blows both of those away. So, it's bittersweet, but all good things must come to an end. Can't hold on to the cars forever, unfortunately. But, you know, like I was proud of the Cadillac CTS-V being American, the Japanese people can be very proud of this Nissan GTR. You know, it really does bode well for them and their motoring future and their image around the world. If you drive this car, you will be impressed. You know, a garbage man came up to me when I was taking pictures of the GTR, and he said to me something very poignant. You know, he started talking about how great the car was, and then he looked around and he said, you know what, Nissan's got something there. And Nissan does have something here. If you want to buy a Porsche, you're going to buy a Porsche. If you're a Ferrari guy, you're going to buy a Ferrari, if you have the means. But the thing the Nissan GTR does is it offers that same performance to the layperson. You know, I mean, the garbage man can go out and buy a Nissan if he wants. Maybe he can't buy this one, but he can buy a Nissan. And, you know, $90,000 is a heck of a lot of money, but so is $1.2 million for the Bugatti Veyron. So is $225,000 for the Ferrari 458 Italia. So, does the Nissan GTR best them for less money? You betcha it does. I'm Drivin' Ivan Katz.